Hey, everybody, going live at the state wrestling tournament, state class B action going on this morning. We are now in the blood rounds. Semifinals are finished, and I tell you what, there was some great matches, some upsets, some new guys making the finals, some old guys, and then we're going to tell you what, it has been crazy morning this morning. Just the energy on a morning has been phenomenal. I mean, coaches are nervous, running around. The parents, they're yelling. The Class B fans are just going nuts. You can probably hear them in the background as I'm doing this. But we are going to review. I'm going to open up the screen so you can see every match real quick. I'll put the brackets up, and we're going to talk a little bit about each. I did not see every semifinal match because we've got 8 matches going at once. I was cruising up and down this place like a madman, trying to get pictures and to catch almost every match if possible, at least a little bit. Now, I tell you what, a couple teams had a great round. New Salem had a great round, and Carrington. Carrington shot some guys in the finals unexpectedly by some people, except my right-hand man, Bill Holton, who was pushing for these guys, and he had said, guess what, you better look out. We talked about a special senior finding a way in. We had several great matches out there, so I'm going to pop up the screen right away so I don't take all day. I got to get back to some of these blood round matches here in just a bit. So I'm going to share a screen. We're going to look at the finalists and some of the semifinal matches. So only take me a second to share my screen, and we'll get right on from there. Okay, looking at right away, we're going to look at the 160-pound weight class. You've got returning state champion Garrett Hebel finding his way into the finals with a dominant victory of 9-1. Watch that match over Janisch. He was in control the whole time. Now the exciting matches on the bottom side, the 2 versus 3. Schmidt, the senior from Lisbon, went down to Wolding, the coach's son, and a 6-4 victory on the mat, number 2 on the far side of the gym. They were excited. I tell you what, that is a big victory for New Salem to find another guy in the finals. And they're young. That's going to be scary for some of the teams next year. Okay, let's now take a look at the next bracket. We're going to cruise right up because like I said, I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible, but kind of short and sweet. So let's look at 170. We got your perennial state finalist, state champion returning, winning a dominant victory. Tech Fall, Sowers over Ripplinger from Beulah Hazen, 23-8. Sowers has gone through with a fall. He decided, guess what? He's going to get a little workout in and go for it. But Tech Fall Ripplinger, great match for Lisbon to get their first finalist in this morning. And then on the other side, you had the 2 versus 3. I tell you what, Harvey Wrestler Mertz looked tough, the junior. He dominated his opponent, Wendell from Lemoore. I was really expecting that to be a close match, but it ended up not. So you got 1 versus 2 at 170. Moving to 182. Make sure it's popping up on the screen there. Yes, it is. 182, you got your number 1 seed out of Killdeer, this senior, who's now dominant victory also, 11-5. I tell you what, Killdeer has looked really good. We interviewed their coach earlier this year, and he said he's got a pretty nice team, and it's showing. They look like they're going to make a top 10 finish for sure, and really pushing to try to get in that top 5, trying to bring home a trophy because they're wrestling real well. They had an upset kind of yesterday. Their 2 seed found a way, but he's got to find his way through the wrestlebacks. I'm going to catch that in a little bit. We'll talk about that. We also then got the number 2 in, Michael Clifton, finalist from last year. Likes to find himself on the podium. He'd like to be on the top of it this year with a 7-1 victory for Carrington. There's one you're going to find for Carrington. Then at 195, you got your 1 versus 3. Okay, we got Shower, the number 1, and he's actually the senior wrestler too, out of Region 1, undefeated from South Border. He pinned his opponent, Sayer from Oaks, and he's wrestled him, I think, 4 times this year. Just dominated again in that match. So that was one that I didn't even get over. I think I got a long distance pictures about it, as that was a fall in 3:24 just in the second period. Then there's another one. I did not see what happened on the far side of the mat. I did see that Selzler got injured, but I did not know the score. I watched him sitting on the far mat for a long time, so I'm hoping he's okay. But Dick ended up getting an injury victory, so I do not know what the score was at that time. But that was a needed win for Lisbon to stay in this hunt, because I tell you, if they don't get that, they'd be down a lot more than they are. They're not down much, just a point or two. But this is going to be a close battle all the way to the end. So every point, getting Dick into the finals, big. Dick is a senior, been wanting to be in the finals. As hopefully the Velvet Kid is okay. Let's go up to 220. Here's where we got Carrington Retzloff staying undefeated. The senior went 5-1 victory. In fact, I thought he also looked pretty dominant. I mean, there was not many opportunities for Jesperson to get in on him, and it was a close score until the end and just basically wore him out, and then a little snap and spin to go up by 4 there and ride him out. On the other side, exciting match. I watched the sudden victory on that one. A 10-8 victory for your number 2 seed out of South Border, Ashton Peterson, just a junior, finding his way into the finals. But that was a great match. South Border, close match between Bjornsted from Pembina County. We'll see him come back to the backside. That was a great match. Then we go to 285, where the 4 seed from Lisbon found a way to get in there to beat Hodges out of Velva. And that's what shows the dominance out of Lisbon, finding a way to get in there. That's junior. Okay, the junior, Josh here, finding a 4-1 victory on the top side. And then you got your number 2, so you got 2 versus 4. New Salem's heavyweight, the sophomore, AJ Hines. Now, that was an interesting match because he was down in the second period 2-0 on 2 clasping calls. Imagine that, 0-0 in the first, and then 2 clasping calls to go down 2-0, and found a way to turn him, to go up 3-2 going to the last period. And what, of course, does the Kenmare Miller, he decides to go down looking for another clasping call. But it was close. A couple times he almost got out to tie it up, but then Hines used his weight and his muscle and pushed him over to his back and got a few more back points to win that match 6-2, showing his guns, got a few pictures. I tell you what, the 4 versus 2, going to be exciting heavyweight match this afternoon. Now, the finals do start at 12:30, so you guys, it will be on Beck. I'm hoping you guys go out and catch it either streaming or live. You can hear a lot of cheers in the background because it is the blood round. Some guys are finding a way onto the podium right now as we speak. Let's go down to 106. 106 New Salem, Wyatt Ingwich. I tell you, I got taken down right away. Good effort by Hogarth out of Carrington. But I tell you, Ingwich is strong and fast. Little snap, put him in a cradle. Found a way to get a pin in the first period. On the other side, Warner from Bowman County was down 9-1 to Anderson out of Killdeer. 9-1, but found a way. Gosh, it was a tough match and a hard way to lose for Killdeer. Snap, got an inside cradle on him and ran him over on the edge of the mat and pinned him. And it was, quite the match. I tell you what, Anderson was wrestling really smart until he got snapped under and just powered over. So the number 2 beat the number 3. You got 1 versus 2. This was a Region 4 championship right there coming into you. Okay, at 113, another New Salem wrestler, state champion at 106 last year. You got Cole Gerhardt. Cole Gerhardt is wrestling number 2. We got Colin Dean out of Velva. Now, this is one that we had picked. It's actually a very close match. Colin Dean actually wasn't a close match. Colin Dean got a victory by fall in 111. So you got 2 guys that have pinned their way into the championship, fighting each other. Okay, so now we go into 120. As we move down the bracket, we got a Carrington-Hettinger Classic matchup. Tui out of Hettinger fighting his way in the finals with a fall over, and Lurup he's the number 3, beat the number 2. That was one of the big Carrington wins there, beating Renke out of Lisbon. We knew that was going to be a good battle, but it was just a 4-3 victory. Sigh of relief, but you did see the Carrington senior find a way into the finals. Let's go to 126. At 126, we got Pembina County North, Hinkle find a way into the finals. So I got to find out exactly. I think it's Hinkle. I don't want Hinkley. We'll have to find out before we get to the finals. Make sure we pronounce it right. From Pembina County North at 126. Then we got Matthew Dusher, who will be excited to call 8-6 victory. Found a way. That's a junior out of Carrington. Actually, that kid from Williams County is tough. I was surprised he was the 6th, finding his way into the semis, and he gave Dusher all he could handle. That was a great match. I watched a lot of that one. Got a few good pictures. Hopefully they'll come out very well on the cameras. But that should be an exciting match. 1 versus 2 at 126. At 132, you have another Williams County wrestler. Like we said, they come in pairs, champions and stuff like that. So I guarantee he's been working with Wanzer all year. Wanzer's undefeated. Last year's state champion. Back into the finals with a 3-1 victory. And actually what was interesting there, that was a very close match. You want to get another previous state champion, Carter Schmitz from Kindred. So you knew that was going to be a battle. And I tell you what, they went out of bounds a couple times. That was a battle to see who could score. Continuous work. Both guys, even, it's only 3-1, but both guys were working that whole match. And you found that one of the state champions finding a way, the number 1 seed, into the finals. Then in the bottom half, tough loss for Hedinger on this one. Warbus, the junior, he'll find his way there again. But Marshall Lindgren came to wrestle, found a way to squeeze one out 5-4. So you got your 1 versus 3 at 132. At 138, you got your state finalist from last year, Gunnar Mogan. And he's going to be in the finals again with a pin in 541, the number 1 seed. Now, the biggest upset going into the finals is a number 7 seed, but we talked about this earlier. He is on a mission. He's taken out the 2. He's taken out the 3. Now can he take out the number 1? Because I tell you what, he's looked good. He's had scoring a lot of points. We had Randy Lewis on our show again. Is how many times he talked to Lincoln Malcourageous. Do you lose when you score 15 points? I think that's Hogarth's goal every match. It looked like he was just out to score some points. Looks very relaxed, not over nervous or jumping around. Calm, in control. Wrestled really good again. In his quarters, he won 16-5. He won 12-5 here. To find a number 7 in the finals is awesome. I tell you what, that is pretty good for Carrington, and that's why they're up there. They were right after the semis in first place, but after wrestlebacks, we'll go back. I think they're in second now, but we'll see the team scores here in a second. Okay, now let's move on to 145. A couple matches left here. Here we have another Carrington kid. Got Breckenlure, the junior, finding a way into the finals, number 1 seed. Shockley gave him a pretty good match, 10-6 victory. On the other side, you've got the senior athlete, one of the senior athletes of the year out of Region 2, the coach's son, Jace Horrigan, finding a last-second victory. It was 3-3 with the finalist from last year from Lytton, Trey Jacob, not in the finals. Hopefully he can work his way back into that third-place spot, but it's going to be a battle. I tell you what, that is a tough weight class. But Horrigan found a way into the finals with a last-second escape to win 4-3. 1 versus 3 at 145. Our final bracket here is a 152. And you got your Bowden Greeley, pound for pound, one of the toughest sophomores in the state, undefeated, 32-0 right now, is 14-6 victory. I tell you what, Hammonds from New Salem gave him a good match. I haven't seen somebody go with him and pace Greenlee. He's kind of been putting everybody away and pinning them. Not Hammonds. I give Hammonds all the credit in the world. That junior from New Salem is in the mix, and he's going to be looking to get on the podium. Let's see if he works his back in the third, fourth place match. Or guess what? Maybe back into the finals again next year, because he's young. He's got a chance next year to get in there. And then we have our number 2, Ibach out of Lax Burlington, finding a way to get a 16-0 victory, dominating Sand from South Border and finding its way. So it is 1 versus 2 at 152. Now I'm going to show you the team scores. And again, I haven't looked to see if anybody's got any comments out there. I usually take a quick peek. Let's go Aggies. There we go. I like to see that, Faith. Thanks for watching. A lot of people watching this, and make sure they catch the updates. If you cannot get here, like I said, get to Beck, watch the finals. They start at 12:30. We're going to be on just a little bit before that. But I tell you what, it's a mad dash with the television coverage. Class B coverage today. You'll find Jordan Hasler and Bill Holton doing the Class B. I got Bill in, and I'm so proud for him. I'm hoping he's prepping right now. He's making sure he knows all his matches, and so I'm gonna be listening and see if he's got some wisecracks to come out there and make Jordan laugh, because Jordan will dominate the airwaves if he let him. So that's my advice to Bill. Get a word in. Okay, then we got Dennis Quat. I tell you what, Dennis, boys wrestling good. He has got a chance to place today. Looking forward to that. Okay, then the last thing here, we're gonna put up those team scores. Like I said, there they are. Right now, going into the wrestlebacks here. We have a lot of matches yet to go to placing, but it starts narrowing down. Okay, Lisbon does have a 4-point lead right now in the wrestlebacks in this blood round to placers. It's moving up and scoring more placement points. So this is a big match right here, because you're guaranteed 2 more matches for sure if you win this match. That means you go in. If you lose, you go to 7th and 8th. If you win the next match, you move in to a possibility of getting to 3rd and 4th or 5th and 6th. You got 3 matches then if you win. So you're going to be some busy wrestlers here today, because you can get into that 5th and 6th or to the 3rd and 4th place match. So again, Lisbon leads this with 189.5 points. Carrington on their tails with 185.5. New Salem Almont, a long ways back. Man, they're going to have to get a lot of pins here in the Wrestlebacks to try to squeeze in there again. Because once you start getting the 30-point lead, which is it's only 27, but 27 points on the placing day is a tough battle. You have to win a lot of matches to get that back. South Border, right behind them with 155.5. Velva with 151.5. And then down away, so there's your top 5. But then you have the next little group. Got Pembina County North with 132. Killdeer in 7th with 98. Lumore, who's actually scoring a lot of points out of Region 1, 95.5. Hettinger Scranton, which sitting at 95.5. And then in your 10th place finish to clear out the top 10 is your EEK, your Ellendale Edgeley Column team. So we look at Region 1 has got 1, 2, 3, 4 in the top 10. Region 2 has got Carrington and Pembina County. Region 3 is absent. Oh, we got Velva. Velva's in Region 3, is in 5th place. And Region 4, you got Killdeer and Hettinger in the top 10. So great state tournament, guys. This is going to wrap up quicker than we know. 12:30 be wrapping up. So another hour and a half. We are just having one finals match at a time. If you guys haven't heard that yet, they did change it, but they're going to do a weight class. So all the placing matches are within that round. So guess what? If you're here in the Fargo Dome, you'll catch them all. It's hard to review them, but I'm going to get on and try to review the top 4 or the top matches again. We'll see how that goes. You guys have a great day. I was on here a lot longer than I thought it would be, almost 17 minutes. But then again, congrats to all the people making the finals. Sometimes once in a lifetime opportunity, and it's a lot of pressure. Oh, but pressure is a privilege. Think of that. Put that as the last quote for you for the day. For me, pressure is a privilege. Enjoy it. Have a good day.